Hey, good morning, business owners. We're going to talk about a new color. I'm going to show you this new color that the creative market just rolled out. And then we're also going to talk about some digital assets that you can use to kind of make things more fall-like. So because we're in the fall season, it's getting ready to get cold outside. The leaves are changing, and this is a great time to kind of tap into some of that when you're creating content. So you might be wondering, like, what can I do with digital assets? These are just things like backgrounds, textures, colors, things that you can use to make your blog posts, your products, your social media posts. You can really use a lot of these different colors when you're creating, no matter what it is that you might be creating. So, for example, you may not be an artist that can actually draw out, these flowers, but you can tap into these elements and you can include them in your invitations. Maybe you're making things like journals, maybe you're creating social media posts, or maybe some items that will attract your ideal customers to your business. You can use elements like this. And even when you think about the fonts, the colors, and the elements that you put on your pages, it really can make a difference, especially when you're trying to kind of, have something a little bit different. So these assets are really going to be things that you can do to kind of mix it up a little bit. So when you look at these textures and backgrounds and patterns, and we also have a few mock-ups that we're going to show you as well, you want to think about your particular business and how you might be able to use these to create a new look, to kind of give your brand a facelift. So think about, and even when you're on, so let's say that you're on Etsy, or maybe you have a Shopify store, you can even add some of these elements to your store, like to your header or your banners, or you can kind of add that fall vibe to your shop. So there's so many different things that you can do with this. Now, if you're also someone who is thinking about selling digital products, you can also use some of these elements in your digital products. So I'm going to show you some here in a moment, but I did want to draw your attention to our Ultimate Digital Product Business ebook. So this ebook is going to walk you through everything you need to know about selling digital products. And if that's something you've been thinking about, you can get this book for free if you sign up for our list. Now, we also sell this book. If you're not interested in signing up for our list, you can get this ebook in our shop. So there is a link to it right here if you want to get it in our shop. And then we also have a section on this page where you can sign up and get it for free. So either way, if you want to get it for free, just join our list. You're going to learn a lot more about having a digital product business. We normally send out an email about once a week, and you'll get, a lot of great information that you can use for your digital product business. But this is going to give you a great introduction and introduce you to a lot of resources that you can use to start a digital product business. Basically, I won't say, completely for free, but I will say digital products are something that you can use to start a business for very low amount of money. So a very small initial investment. You get into it, you start selling products, and then you are going to be able to maybe, use this as either a side hustle or a full-time business that you can work from any location. Okay, so getting back to our digital asset. So this is one of the new colors that the creative market rolled out. It's called Salted Caramel. And we give you all the information you need to get this color. You can implement it in some of the, the content that you're creating. We also gave you a color palette. Now, this color palette came from the creative market as well. This is the color that they featured this month. And here is the hex code, the RGB code, and the CMYK code. And what these codes do for you in a nutshell is they enable you to get the exact color. So if you're not sure what, hex codes are or how you can use them, how they can benefit your business, I put a link to a video that I did a while back on how to use hex codes. So you might want to check that out and start using this color, implementing this color in maybe some of your designs. Okay, and then you can also check out the color palette. And this color palette is also, you can upload this to Canva and you will be able to get the hex codes for all these other colors that complement salted caramel. So when you use this variety of colors, it's going to really give you a nice fall look and a nice fall vibe to whatever it is that you're creating. Okay, so then let's look at some backgrounds and textures. So again, you can use something like a metal texture, depending on what project you're working on. But this metal texture is going to give your elements it's going to give them that rusted look, so that you can add kind of some aging or some texture that really gives your items kind of a rough and tumble feeling. But this is a texture that you can get from the creative market, and you can actually, when you click on these elements, it's going to take you right over to the item that you're looking at, so that you don't have to go through and try to sort through and find these items. If you go over to creative market, you can definitely search for metal textures. But if you want to check out this particular texture, all you need to do is just click on this element and it will take you right over to the element. And as you can see, this element really doesn't cost that much. If you wanted to use this in one of your projects, you can get it for, it looks like for the commercial license, you can get it for like $18. Okay, so then let's go back. All right, so there's one thing that you might think about, maybe some of the, oxidized or rust or some of the kind of the rougher looking, rustic looking textures that might add a different vibe to whatever it is that you're working on. Then we also have the watercolor vibe. So this is a design that is also found on the creative market. And this design can be used on things like tote bags. It can be used if you're creating journals. This is a really cute design that gives that journal a really, fall feel. This is really a nice looking fall wallpaper. So you can take a look at that. And this fall wallpaper is actually going to be used in a number of different things. So things like wallpaper, invitations, business cards, branding, your Instagram, handmade craft items. So if you're a handmade business owner, you might think of maybe using some of these designs either in your, in your things that you're making, or if you're making digital products, you can use these in that. You can also use these colors. So the color scheme here is something that you will probably be able to find if you do the hex codes. Like if you put together kind of a color palette and you outline, all the different hex codes and then put them together, you can come up with something that has this vibe. Whether you use this actual design or not, you can still use those colors in whatever it is that you're making. So this gives you some ideas of things that you can use, whether it's something for a picture, maybe a wall hanging or posters, You can even make things like wrapping paper, things like that are things that you can sell maybe on Etsy or in your own shop. If you have a Shopify store or a WooCommerce store, you can sell these items. Okay, so here the next thing that we're going to look at are floral patterns. So these are boho folk floral patterns, and these are different patterns. Now they're using this on journals, but you can also use these patterns in a number of different ways. So things like you can even use them in apparel. And I thought I had some pictures on here that show these designs on apparel. But when you put these designs on apparel, it really gives them a cute, gives your apparel a totally different look. So you can create these items, apparel items for younger people, older people. It really doesn't matter. It's really all in how you want to use them, and how you imagine or how these items kind of fit in with your overall vision. So you can check that out. We also have a few other watercolor papers that you might think about. So when you think about a digital paper, then you can actually add in the torn paper element, and those can be really beneficial as well when you're trying to show kind of that swatch. You want to kind of give it the feel of a swatch. So this is an invitation, and a lot of times people will use the rustic look for their invitations, and so this is kind of a floral pattern that you can use. It's kind of and let me just take you over and show you what I'm talking about. So you can see this here. It's kind of like giving you an idea of the blank. So this is kind of a textured piece of paper, and it's a digital paper, and you can use this particular item to create scenes. So let's say that you're a digital designer, or you're a graphic designer, and you want to showcase your work. Maybe you would use this as a way to kind of showcase what you can do, some of the colors that you might use, or some of the textures that you might use to create things for your clients. So it kind of shows the blank, and then it shows the item with the actual texture. And you can see that they have different colors. They kind of show you how to use this as a template. This is what it's going to look like blank. And then you would take your floral patterns or your textures or whatever it is that you're going to design, and you would lay it on top. So this is something that you can use. I'm pretty sure this is something that can be used with, doesn't really tell you what it can be used with. Okay, here we go. You can use it with Affinity Designer and Procreate. And you can also use it with Photoshop. So Photoshop, Affinity Designer, and Procreate. If you have those applications, then you could get this particular, it's kind of like a mock-up or a scene creator on the creative market. And as you can see, it's very affordable at $15. So these are just some of the ideas that you can use to take your designs further, and you can use these elements to add in, and they really do give your products a different look and a different feel. Now here are some rich flowers. So florals are very useful when it comes to things like invitations, wall hangings, and things like that. So think about like wall art prints, greeting cards, gifts, logo design, invitations, classic contemporary projects rather, or modern or vintage wedding invites. So lots of different things: stationery, posters, planners, stickers. The sky is the limit. Now here is another set. It's called the Veil Floral Illustration and Pattern Kit. Now this is how you can take your basic design. This is kind of a floral design, right? And you can use it on a lot of different types of products. So this is an invitation, for example. They've also used the same design, the same floral patterns on this looks like maybe a journal. And then this is a wall hanging or wall art. This is something that is personalized, with the name of the person. And then they take the florals and kind of interweave them in with, the first letter of the person's name. So you could take items like this and personalize them on a lot of different types of items. In this case, they put it on, put it in a frame, and it's something that someone can hang on the wall. And then they've also used this pattern on a cell phone cover. So like I said, the sky is the limit when you think about these items. Now, if you want to take a look at this, I believe, I guess I didn't make that live. I'm going to go back and do that though. But this is the actual design here on the Creative Market. As you can see, it's $14. You can use it as a wallpaper. You can use it, this is the design that I used on my site. You can use it for tumblers, for, well, let me get back. Tumblers, you can use them for journals. You can use them to make a set. So instead of just using the floral pattern on the journal, they actually created a wreath. And then they took that wreath and put it on the front cover of it looks like a journal maybe. But you can see that there are so many different things that you can do with this. And again, the sky is the limit. Okay, so then, and now we're coming back. Here are some templates. So templates also make your life a lot easier. So let's say that you wanted to promote, a sale. Maybe you're going to have some flash sales between now and the end of the year, and you want to showcase those. You can use these templates. These are, it looks like these are made maybe for Instagram, but you can also take these, and let's just go over and take a look. If these are on, I'm going to say that they are probably on, no, these are actually compatible with Illustrator, Affinity Designer, and Photoshop. So you can also get these items in the Canva. This particular item is not available, it looks like, for Canva. However, you can get similar mock-ups and templates for Canva. And when you go into Canva, you can take this, upload it to Canva, you can use it for Instagram, and then you can resize it so that you have that same image for Pinterest and maybe Facebook and maybe TikTok. You can use, different sizes, and Canva really makes it easy to resize your items for whatever social media platform you might be using. So you can click on this image, or you can click the actual, you can click on this text or the image to see this if you have the Affinity Designer or Photoshop or Illustrator. Okay, so this is kind of a collection of everything. I think I use this on my social media, but this is basically a collection of all these items, and then it's going to lead you back to this page. So that's pretty much it, but just wanted to give you an overview of some of the things that you can do with just some, very simple textures, colors, color palettes, and digital items that you can use to really make your fall season, your items that you're making for the fall season, come alive. Okay, so thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. Again, if you got value from this, please subscribe, share this content with people that may benefit. Okay, have a great day, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye.